Good morning, children. Today's topic is 10th class, 7th chapter Classification of Elements, the Periodic Table. Children, how do you watch video lessons at matesellbuddy.com? To view lessons at matesellbuddy.com, first you categorize your details into class, subject, and medium. This helps you to view the lesson you have desired in fraction of seconds. In the same way, you are seated according to height in the classroom. In order to make sure that all students have a clear view of the board. Therefore, classification makes things easy and simple. Some of other examples are medical shop, library, vegetable and grocery store. Children, you can see how things are arranged so that customers can pick them easily without any confusion. From these observations, you can understand that for any system involving several things, a particular order of arrangement and classification of things is essential. What is an element? Element is a substance that cannot be decomposed into further simple substance by a physical or chemical change. From the earliest times, scientists have been trying to classify the available elements into a limited number of groups on the basis of their properties. Need for the arrangement of elements in an organized manner. We will now learn how from 1661 to now, how scientists are classifying the elements. In 1661, Robert Boyle defined an element is any substance that cannot be decomposed into further simple substance by a physical or chemical change. At his time, about 13 elements were known. Towards the end of the 18th century, by the time of Lavoisier, another 11 elements were discovered. By 1661, 13 elements were discovered. By 18th century, 44 elements. By 1865, 63 elements. 1940, 91 elements from natural sources and another 17 elements synthetically were obtained. Now there are more than 115 elements. As the number of elements increased, it became difficult to keep in memory the chemistries of individual elements and their compounds. In previous classes, we had learned the classification of elements into metals and non-metals. But this classification had so many limitations. Aluminum had some metallic and some non-metallic properties. Elements of this type are considered as metalloids or semi-metals. So there was need to classify them in other ways. Hence, chemists stated to frame ways to group these elements and compounds on the basis of their physical and chemical properties. In the beginning of the 18th century, Joseph Louis Proust stated that hydrogen atom is the building material and atoms of all other elements are simply due to the combination of number of hydrogen atoms. After Robert Boyle, Lavoisier, Proust, then comes Dobereiner law of triads, 1829. He noted that there were groups of elements with 3 elements known as triads, in each group with similar chemical properties. He tried to give a relationship between the properties of elements and their atomic weights. Dobereiner stated that when elements with similar properties are taken 3 at a time and arranged in the ascending order of their atomic weights, the atomic weight of the middle element is the average of the atomic weights of the first and third elements. This statement is called the Dobereiner's law of triads. In the first row, you will find that atomic weight of sodium is equal to the average of relative atomic weight of lithium and potassium. Children, can you establish the same relationship with the set of elements given in the remaining rows? Find average atomic weights of the first and third elements in each row and compare it with the atomic weight of the middle element. From this table, Doberiner's attempts gave a clue that atomic weights could be correlated with properties of elements. Limitations. All the known elements at the time could not be arranged in the form of triads. The law failed for very low mass or very high mass elements. In case of fluorine, chlorine, bromine, the atomic weight of chlorine is not an arithmetic mean of atomic weights of fluorine and bromine. Third one, as the techniques improved for measuring atomic masses accurately, the law was unable to remain strictly valid.